Hi guys, everyone. This is take two. I might even put it in front of the this video. What I'm gonna do is a 20 by 20. I'm going to be using titanium white, a really bright yellow, orange, red, and a nice deep yellow. First off, thank you for the new sponsors of June 2018. I love you all to pieces. The draw out of the hat I'll do this week, but I don't want to do that today because I want to give the people still a little time to mail me if they're not on the list. And I'm going to be looking for the paintings that I want to do in the giveaway. I'm not sure yet. I don't have anything in mind what I'm going to do, but I have some really nice pieces, so you know, I'll only give you a choice out of a really nice pieces. So, oops, there's a little blob in there. What's that? Do. Okay, it's not looking too good. What I've done is I've mixed up a couple of brands of paint. This is Reeves. And looking at this one is perfect. This one is Winsor & Newton. And this one is on the thick side. And this usually happens, you know, sometimes it's good just to let your paint sit for a while, like about 30 to 45 minutes. And then you have to check it again to see if the consistency didn't change, and this one did. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Oh, I've got my head in front of the camera. What's up here? I will push that whole thing back in a bit. That's looking better. So let's just push that back a little. Then you won't see my hair because I know how much some people hate that. Go all crazy about my head in the picture. This surely did change. This is really funny. This is the paint we do not name, the Royal Talons. This really went funny. Well, we'll see what happens. This too is the Royal Talons. That's okay, the thickness is perfect. And this one, well, that's as good as it gets. So I have the colors all lined up. I just want to check this one more time. I didn't like the way it was flowing off the stick. That's okay. I think it was the orange. Yeah, that's not really flowing like honey. Sometimes you see that the paint flows in a different manner, and that's what I don't like. Okay, what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna do one where I pour paint on the canvas without silicone, then just let it do its thing. Then I'm gonna put paint in little cups and add silicone and pour something on top of it, just to give you an idea of the different effect. And then I'm going to do one where we put the silicone in the paint before we pour, and we're gonna see what happens there, right? Okay. So that's getting my little cups. Okay, here we go. First off, we're going to do the background. Now I'm going to start off with some white, some yellow, some darker yellow. I'll just go darker. That's kind of fun. That's that one. And the red one last. Ooh, that's a lot of paint. Well, we'll do some squishes too. Okay, here we go. There we have it. Pushing it up, pulling it down. I'm going to keep that because I'm sure this is enough paint. But before we do anything, I'm going to torch it. Big bubble here. Now this was a kind of a test Because what did I do? And I'm seeing that there's only a little bit of cell. Oh yeah, I didn't put silicone in it, did I? Oh yeah, I was almost ready to say, what's happening here? But this is the, oh look at that, cells without silicone. Is that cool or what? I'm thinking, why isn't it selling? Why isn't it reacting to the torch? But it's the background. That's right. Okay, we'll just do this. Let me get my palette knife. Put some more paint on here just to make it move. There it goes. Okay. We have cells. Yay! I'm not very organized today. After this one, I'm going to do some different things. I'm going to clean up my studio. Going to answer some questions. Have a nice long bath. Do some. Oh, that's kind of turning out pretty. Don't know how that works, but we'll see. Okay, silicone. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and the last one is white. If you really want an orange rush, this is you should just leave it like this. That is a lot of color. So I'm adding silicone to the little cups, and what I do is a tiny little bit, not too much. You don't want too much silicone in this, because this is the new pouring medium. What I did is I mixed it 50-50 with PVA, because some people yesterday said, well, I like the explosion of cells, but it's a little bit too much for me. And I can understand that. That's okay. You can have your opinion. That's why I'm out there. You can say anything you like, as long as it's nice. But so I thought maybe by putting 50-50 new pouring medium and PVA, the explosion of cells will be a little less. So what I'd also like to do is a Vallejo acrylic pour, and then with this mixture, that might be really cool. Okay, now I'm going to put it in a little cup. We're going to start off with a little white. And now I'm going to go backwards, the darkest first, and then end with the lightest color, just to do something different. I am seeing a lot of bubbles in the paint, a lot of air bubbles. And this sort of brings me back to my days where I only used the Royal Talon. So if you're having a lot of bubbles in your paint, that might just be it, guys. I don't have as much with Winsor & Newton. So here we go. I'm going to put on a little one and then go broad and small. And do that from here too. Broad and small. That's that. Now I'm going to let it flow a little because I like that. There it goes. That is nice and wispy. That's it. Now I'm going to torch it. And I hope we get some cells. Yep, cells are popping. Okay, so I guess that works. So if you do a 50-50 mix, cells will pop all over the place, but they'll stay nicely in place and they won't get too big. So if that's what you're looking for, that's what you do. You just mix it with a little bit of PVA and that, or a little bit, 50-50 mix of PVA and the new pouring medium. And as you see, you'll get this pretty compact selling sort of a mixture. There it is. I got some big hunks in there somehow. I think it's because the paint is on the old side. But while it's wet, if you have this, while it's wet, you can take those little things out. No problem at all. You won't see it. See that? Nothing to be seen. So the rest is all little air bubbles. They'll pop by themselves. And as you can see here, it's staying pretty nice and compact and all together, which I like. Let me see if I can get you back in focus. That's it. And I'll give you one close-up again of the cells. Let's see here. There it is. And these that you see here, they just appeared all by themselves. So maybe if you thin out the paint just a little bit more, make it really like almost too thin to pour normally, you might get a reaction that the density comes in play and you might get a lot more cells. That's for the people that don't really like the silicone added to the paint. So you can experiment with that. Now for me, I think it's an okay painting, but I'm not totally over the moon with it. I'm not thinking, wow, this is fantastic. So I do want to do something to it. And I'm going to come in with my purple comb. Someone said it before, Rick has a purple dart, you have a purple comb. And what I'd like to do is just a little bit, not too much, not like the last one where I combed the whole thing. But just to give it some sort of I'm going to leave that intact. And just from out the sides, give it a little comb, as you can see. That's it. No more than that. I'm going to leave it just as is. So it just gives that little extra dimension, as you can see here. Look at that. Now I think it's much more pretty. See how the colors sort of spread and show the color that's underneath? That's kind of what I was looking for. And here you have those little petal things again. I kind of like those. So I'm happy with this one. I'm going to let this dry, and I'm not sure, you know, this is all experimenting because this is the first time I did a mix with 50-50, new pouring medium and the PVA. So we got to watch out how this dries. We'll see. So I'll put this one away. And we have some paint here on the table, but I don't know if you can see it now. I don't think you can, but it is full of air bubbles, a lot of air bubbles. That really, I remember from way back in the beginning that really disturbed me about the paint, that there was just too many air bubbles in it. So I'm going to do a little bit of this and see if we can get a really pretty swipe. That's it. You see that? That's just a bunch of air bubbles. Nope, it can't break through. As you can see, it doesn't break through. And oops. And I'm pretty sure that I have the paint thin enough that it should be selling up. So let's put another one on it. Try that again. Yeah, this is breaking through. But I don't want to keep it on there too long. It's just a little reaction that it has, but I'm not too happy with it. I'm not going to keep this one. Okay, guys. I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to do the pour with all the silicone in the colors. So I'll be right back with you. Love you all to pieces. Liebe euch alle. See you in a bit.